Behold a sleek new motorcycle Honda is calling its Swiss Army approach to motorcycling. A liquid-cooled 670cc parallel twin cylinder that can virtually do it all, the CTX700. At the heart of this beauty is a primary balanced, super smooth fuel-injected power plant, engineered specifically to deliver a nice balance of low-end torque for easy pullaways while navigating city traffic, top-end horsepower for highway running, and efficient fuel economy for the long haul. In the stopping department, a couple of single discs will provide all the stopping power you need, while the 3/4 fairing provides a fully integrated storage compartment. A very nice touch. So how does the CTX700 stack up against the rest of the middleweight runners out there? Well, here now is veteran Valkyrie rider and longtime viewer, Dave Fox.
So Dave, Honda has come out with a whole whack of new product over the last 2 years, and this is one of the flagships. What did you think?
Well, you know, it's quite interesting. I really enjoyed it, actually. I guess to describe it best, it's like riding a scooter, but it has a shifter and forward pegs, so you really think you're on a cruiser, which I really like the feel of it.
Right.
But it just purrs along and it's so comfortable. I'm not so sure I've ever ridden a bike with such a low center of gravity, because turning around today, just so easy. Just unbelievably light for a big looking bike. When I first saw it, it almost intimidates you by the appearance, but once you get on it and go a little ways, certainly not intimidating at all.
Well, let's talk about the engine first. 700cc parallel twin. You mentioned the low C of G. It's been canted forward to help with that. But my impression of that motor was plenty of power and super smooth. That's
for sure. Going down the highway, you can't even hear it running. You hear the wind going through your helmet, but that's about it. It does lack a little bit of zip. It's 6-speed, of course, and I find that depending on, you have to watch which gear you're in if you want to all of a sudden just kind of accelerate a little quickly. But even in 6th gear, I had no trouble passing a car, for example. So it's there if you need it. It's just not quite as snappy as some people might like.
Probably the lightest cable actuated clutch I've ever used.
I was quite surprised when I first got on it because, well, first of all, it takes a minute for it to engage, but after that, and we stopped and started a lot today, certainly no tiring to the hands at all.
Yeah.
And with the handlebars swept back a little bit like they are, it adds to that comfort we talked about. And you can certainly see the control panel or the gauge quite easily by sitting still. You can see the mirrors, you can see the gauge without having to move your head. You just have to move your eyes.
Right. So let's talk about the stopping power. Did you like the brakes?
This one has ABS, and just touching the front brake, it didn't even use the back brake, just immediately it brings you right down to where you want to be. It's lots of stopping power.
What did you think of the riding position, the saddle, just the overall comfort? I found this fairing did just such a great job of protecting me from the wind.
I kept moving my head a little bit, trying to decide whether the fairing was helping or not, but I think it actually does something because it's really, really low and it fits in nicely with the lines of the bike. But I didn't pick up any wind rustling of my helmet at all, and I was quite surprised by that.
What did you think of the fit and finish of the bike?
I really like the flow of everything. I like the way everything is molded around the tank. And interestingly with this, I guess you can call this a fairing or whatever that molding is, it actually protects your legs a little bit without looking clumsy. Some bikes have very large fairings that take away from the look of them, but this one looks like one unit. And I said earlier how it was kind of large to intimidate you, but once you get on it, you don't feel that at all.
Yeah.
The color, this particular color, is quite attractive. And the fit and finish, I like the way they blacked everything out down below around the engine. It's a nice tight unit, and it just looks like it all belongs together.
So who would this bike appeal to?
I think this bike would appeal to someone who is, number one, a little older and maybe is tired of handling a really heavy bike anymore. Maybe it's partly to do with their physical ability or just their confidence. Maybe they don't want to ride it as much, and this bike is affordable, but they still have the look of a bigger bike and certainly the comfort. And for someone who's working their way up the CC chain from, you know, maybe they had a 250 or a 500 even, this gets you a little higher, a little more horsepower. And again, it's confidence inspiring because once you get on it, you know you can handle it.
Right. Nice job, Dave.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for asking.